I think we saw there Governor DeSantis and Nikki Haley really fighting it out for second place and a shot at being the main GOP alternative to Trump, who, of course, was not in the room. What's your view on what's just unfolded? Who cut through tonight?
Well, the first aspect that I was surprised about is that the Republicans stopped tearing each other apart, which had featured in the first and second debates. This one was much tamer, much less negative, and the audience clearly would have been hostile if the candidates went at each other. The most interesting moments were the challenges between Nikki Haley, the former UN ambassador, and Vivek Ramaswamy, the entrepreneur. The two of them clashed like oil and water. It was very entertaining. The audience laughed at it. But in the end, I don't think anyone gained much. I don't think anyone lost much as you walk through all the different candidates on the screen. It's more of the status quo. And if it's a status quo debate, that means that Donald Trump actually won tonight.
Okay, fascinating. Look, Frank, as you say, Vivek Ramaswamy not really having a great night. He's getting slammed in post-debate social media for attacking Nikki Haley's daughter. What happened there? And just explain the strategy here behind that attack.
She's the candidate that's been rising the most in the polls. And she is likely to end up in second place ahead of Ron DeSantis after her performance tonight. And Vivek Ramaswamy has been attacking her since the very first debate. I don't know why, but his strategy was to take her on and to show a contrast between her foreign policy and his. He's much more Trump-like, and she's much more neoconservative. And in the end, she got the better of him. And that exchange that you spoke of, where he attacked her daughter, got boos from the audience. There's clearly the low moment of the debate. And in fact, it's what everyone was asking Vivek in the spin room right afterwards. Why did you do it? And he really didn't have a good answer.
One of the positives from this debate, though, I would contend, is the fact that foreign policy has really taken center stage. And this is critical at this hour, Frank, as we look at this new war unfolding in the Middle East and also the complexities of what's happening between Russia and Israel. That war, Russia and Ukraine, I should say, that war still ongoing. Who cut through on issues of foreign policy, and why do you think this was a topic that really kind of shaped a lot of the conversation on stage tonight?
Well, I think NBC did a serious job, and it was. I'm losing my voice from the post-debate spin room. NBC made a decision that it was more important to give viewers the chance to see the commander-in-chief than it was to see the politician-in-chief. And so no network has really spent as much time on foreign policy, frankly, in the last 8 or 12 years than NBC did. And people in the room appreciated it because in the end, it's what the president decides that matters globally. And I would say the UN ambassador that Nikki Haley cut through there by providing a straightforward approach, a centrist approach, but still right of center, that involves the U.S. being engaged without sending troops. And that's really where the American people stand right now. Get engaged, be involved, but we don't need American troops in other countries.
And just before I let you go, Frank, I guess looking at next steps here, how do you expect former President Donald Trump to respond? You claim he won tonight. What's his next move? And how also do you expect President Biden to respond? The Democrats also clearly looking to take advantage of some of the missteps that unfolded tonight too.
Well, the Democrats need to focus on anything but Joe Biden's age, because that keeps coming up in survey after survey. An increasing number of Americans believe he's too old and that he can't handle another 5 years as president. So for him, he wants to focus on Republican infighting. And for the GOP, they did not have a good night. Last night, they were very ineffective in the election that just passed. And so they need to find a new way to talk about abortion, a new way to remind people of the inflation rate and the challenges of the economy. And quite frankly, these debates often don't help them because they highlight the differences within the GOP rather than a sense of unity, focus, and a commitment to the future.
And as for Trump?
For Trump, he's going to be Donald Trump. His job right now is to stay out of jail. His job right now is to make it through this first trial, and it does not look good for him. The outbursts, the complaining, the fact that he has a gag order. Trump has to prove that he hasn't really lost control, and the last few days have not been good for him. So he relishes the fact that his opponents are fighting among themselves and are unable, therefore, to unite to focus their attacks on the former president.